Dow Jones Industrial Average playing with the 13,000 level. They've really been doing it all week. Kissed it again today. Not there right now to tell us about that and tell us more. Steve Russolillo, Market Beat editor, writer.
What's going on? How are you?
Young hipster.
I tucked in my shirt.
You tucked in your shirt.
Just for you, Paul Vigna, and our producer.
Right. Okay. So you can see there the Dow. It hit 13,000 this morning. Not holding it right now. But again, not a big move.
Right. We're essentially flat today.
Right.
And so we had some data this morning, new home sales and consumer sentiment. Essentially, both were a little bit better, or new home sales were down a little bit, but consumer sentiment a little bit better than expectations. So, you know, again, it's just continuing this trend of this. You can call it a complacent market right now. Stocks just continue to drift higher, slowly drift higher. You're not seeing any big moves at all.
Right.
And it's just basically what we've seen this week is just we're meandering. And yesterday we finished up about 45 points on the Dow, just slowly meandering higher. And so that's the sign with, especially with the.
That sounds so soothing, though, right? That sounds kind of nice.
It is nice. We haven't been like this for a long time, so. Enjoy it while it lasts, I guess, is the big caveat, right? Because it won't last forever. So, and it could last. It can last for a while. No one knows. That's the big question. When is it going to end? Could go on for weeks, months. Could go on for years. Who knows?
All right, let's talk about Dow's at 13,000. We were just talking about Apple. You heard it. Apple seems to be about as blue chip of a blue chip as you can get these days, which raises the question. That's why we're going to play this game. There's a game called Should Apple Be in the Dow?
Right. Right. So with all the discussion now about Dow 13,000, you know, you've had some analysts come out and say, you know, well, where would the Dow be if Apple was a blue chip component?
And the answer is?
The answer is if.
Drum roll. Drum roll.
If Apple was in the Dow as of January 1st,
right,
the Dow would be above 14,000 right now, and we would be approaching record territory, exactly, back in October 2007. So, you know, obviously a 1,000-point difference is a huge difference, a monumental difference. You know, should Apple be in the Dow? And I would say it shouldn't be, because I don't believe that Apple is truly indicative of what's going on in the broader economy. I think that Apple is an anomaly in and of itself. It's just it's a machine. It's an unbelievable corporation. What they're doing is just phenomenal. But you know, is it really? Do we have a gangbusters economy right now? I don't think so.
What is the Dow? Look, the Dow is 30 stocks. Right. Used to be all industrial. Used to be 12 stocks. 30 stocks. Is it supposed to be just the best companies, representative of the economy? Right. It's not industrials anymore.
I agree with Steve, though, because to your point, it's supposed to be representative of the economy, but not exactly what's happening in the economy. So, and I think that to a large degree, it's not reflective right now of what's happening in the economy. But just as an example, I mean, the impact that Apple would have on the Dow would be obviously very strong. And just think about what happened yesterday. Yesterday, IBM was up about $4. The Dow was up 46 points. IBM was 28 points. And about 60% of the Dow's gain yesterday was due to one stock. And that, you know, if you throw Apple in there, okay, so then the Dow gets to 14,000 because, you know, CAT, IBM, and Apple do well.
And so it's a great point, because IBM right now, as the Dow, of course, is a price-weighted index. So depending on how large the share price is, that's going to influence the index. So, you know, as you say with IBM, IBM accounts for 11% of the Dow's move right now. So if you had Apple in the index, Apple would be more than double that. Apple would be almost 25% of the Dow's move. So
Apple is. They've become a blue chip. They're a huge company. They're one of the most important companies in America. Everyone looks to them. I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to say Apple, and we don't decide this. If we did, it'd be very different. Luckily, there are smart people that decide this. I'm going to take our stance that Apple should be in the Dow. That it is a blue chip company. Should be one of the top 30, and it's certainly one of the top 30 in America.
For better or for worse, though, people do look at the stock market and the Dow Jones Industrial Average as a proxy for what's happening in the economy. And I think if you put Apple in there, you're going to totally distort that picture, and it's going to be a misleading indicator of what actually is going on on Main Street.
If the stock market was at all-time highs right now, if the Dow was at all-time highs, I mean, wouldn't you think we would have a rip-roaring economy? Don't you think that, you know, Europe would be completely solved? I mean, it just goes to show that I think with the Dow priced around 13,000 right now, that shows that, yes, things are certainly better than...
That's not a disconnect?
Well, things are certainly better than where they were in 2008, but they're not at all-time highs, though. So I think that's a big distinction to make.
And I would argue that the reason that the Dow is where it is because a few companies of the 30 that are in there have been outperforming to such a degree that it distorts the ultimate picture of really what the fundamentals are.
There you go. So. This one's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. It'll be an issue whether or not they get in. Steve Russolillo, thank you very much, sir.